Last week on Motivational Moments with LaRon Barnes.
But what I found out is that the millionaires and the billionaires, they get up between 3 and 5. And they get up between that time for a reason. What I found for me, Andrew, is that I was able to get the most important things done first. The things that meant a lot to me. The things that took the most mental energy. And I think many times when we get in our day, we try to work on the important things while it's about 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock. Not realizing that we drain so much of our energy already. So we're burnt out. No wonder we don't want to put the energy, effort, and time into doing certain things. It's because we drain most of our energy, putting major energy on minor things. When you are planning, when you are setting up your day, when you are doing the work, make sure that you are intentional on what you're planning and how you're setting it up. For example, I read in the morning. Why? Because I want to fill my mind. I listen to audio in the morning after I visualize, drink my tea, and journal. Because like you said, Andrew, that you do the night before, you want to put this on your subconscious mind, which obviously the best time to do it is playing it while you're asleep or as you're about to wake up in the morning, have something playing as you're getting up, brushing your teeth, washing your face, or even before you get out of bed. But the main thing is to set routines up that are productive, that are moving you to the future. If it's working on certain projects, your communication skills, read books on that. Listen to audibles on that. Do something.
Happy Sunday, folks. This is A.L. Johnson with Elevating Men. We're back with another Motivational Moments. That's what we do every Sunday morning from 9 a.m. to 9:30 to get you ready for the week so that you can live your best life. Listen, last week we talked about the power of routines. If you missed that show, you can go to YouTube at Elevating Men, or you can go to our Facebook page at Elevating Men and catch up on that content. It was an excellent show. There were a lot of nuggets dropped, and we also left a challenge for the people that said that, hey, we wanted you to pick one area of your life that you were going to create a new routine in. And so if you did that, I hope you had a successful week with your new routine. And today, we're going to give you a little more game, a little more wisdom, a little more knowledge with our brother, LaRon Barnes. Today, we're talking about the 3 ways that words can either accelerate or hinder your progress. LaRon, how you doing this morning?
Man, I am blessed, Andrew. I am blessed. And ready for the future. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, listen, man, we got to hop right into it because we got a lot of good content and we only got a little bit of time. So let's get to it. So our first note here, we were talking about one of the ways that communication can accelerate or hinder your progress, and that is your ability to be an effective communicator. And so that's what you do for a living. You train people to communicate effectively. How important is that?
It's extremely important to learn how to communicate effectively, because communicating effectively, it determines what doors you're able to get into and what doors you're going to be locked out of. It also helps you to communicate your ideas clearly so that as a leader, a person of influence, we're conveying our message in a way that we are moving forward. We're progressive. We're not hindering. It also helps us when it comes to conflict resolution. Knowing how to communicate in a way that settles the environment, settles the mood, allows us to be a great mediator. It's all in communication. So communication is the way of life. If we learn how to communicate in an effective way, what happens is we open opportunities and doors for ourselves and other people. Because when we open opportunities for other people, we're able to express what we have and how what we have can benefit them, which becomes an opportunity to them.
That is so true. That is so true. You know, I listened to this video years ago from Earl Nightingale, and in the video he said that we are only able to excel to the extent that we can sell. And so maybe you're thinking, okay, well, I'm not in a sales position. That's not what I do for a living. But what he was trying to convey is the fact that we use sales, aka communication, in every area of our life. And so if we want our children to follow a certain path, it's one thing to tell them, it's one thing to show them, but if we don't communicate effectively, they don't understand what the purpose is, and they're less likely to do it. And so when we look at scaling our income, even if you work for a job and you're getting a W 2, you can negotiate raises, but it's about how
Come on.
effectively you can communicate your value to the company.
Yeah.
When it comes to relationships, if you want your relationship to be strong and be able to move forward and you all stay on the same page, that comes down to effective communication. So, my next question for you: how does a person know if they're communicating effectively or not, and what does that even look like?
Well, the best way to know if a person's communicating correctly is look at the results. What did you expect to get from that conversation? What did you want to happen? Did people move? Are people moving towards the vision? Did you communicate in a way to where there was no kind of fight in the midst of it? Are you able to deflect anger? And that goes in business when as a leader and when we're in the boardroom, or whether it communicating with a colleague or a family member, a wife, a child. It comes down to communicating. The way that we know we're communicating correctly is, are we getting the results? Man, I was talking to my daughter yesterday, Destiny, for example. Amazing, brilliant woman, brilliant girl. I love that woman. That love that girl. I love my daughter, Destiny. I'm talking about. She has my energy, and so what I have to do is I have to settle her down a lot, and it's not always easy because she doesn't think before she speaks. So she finds herself in trouble a lot at times, and she has a little issues in school sometime, every once in a while. And I was telling her, babe, listen, what is going initially I was asking her, all you gotta do is listen to the teacher and you won't get in trouble. But saying listen to the teacher is not necessarily communicating in a way that helped her to make the right decisions. We always say, do this and expect that to be what should be done. We expect them to do what we say and say, I communicated that effectively to you. I told her, just listen to the teacher. That was the problem. She didn't know how to. So I had to shift the way I communicated. And I said, babe, breathe deeply in your mind. And what I was teaching her was how to become conscious. I said, if you become conscious while you're in school, while you're at home, while you're at the park, while you're reading a book, breathe deeply in your mind, you'll become conscious. And now you can make the right decision and not make the rash decision. She
Mm,
understood that better
I love
versus
that.
just listen.
I love that. I love that. One sign that I would say is of an effective communicator is, what is the state of mind that you communicate from? Right. And so sometimes we communicate, what I heard there, we communicate from a standpoint of what's in it for me. What do I want to happen? And so those are the words that we use. A more effective form of communication is what's in it for them. And so when we're talking to our children, we're saying, hey, I want you to do this. I want you to do that.
Mhm.
Eh, they're only hearing it to a certain extent. But when you say, if you do this, this is what will happen for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's received
That's
completely
good.
differently. And so that's
Mhm.
good. That's good.
I love that.
Any other things on effective communication that you feel are important?
I just want to add on to what you said. If you do this, then you'll get that. When I say that is the power of persuasion, persuasion is when you are able to communicate in a way that makes people want to do what you initially really want them to do as well, but it becomes their idea. And so being able to communicate in a way that allows them to be excited about what they're doing, that's when you know you're truly effective communicating, when they're happy to do what you ask for them to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is the tip that you can take away from that segment. Whenever you are communicating with someone, make sure that you're communicating from a standpoint of what's in it for them, because that's what people care about, not what's in it for yourself. You have to take the selfishness out of it and make it about the other person, so that when you convey the message, you're energizing them to take action and move in the direction that you originally intended. Take
Yeah.
that with you. All right, so The next way that words can either accelerate or hinder your progress, let's talk about self talk. We're always talking to ourselves, we're in our heads. Talk to us about that, man.
And listen, self-talk, brother, I'm gonna try to tell you, I'm telling you right now, that's the most powerful talk. The most powerful talk is self-talk, is what we say to ourselves. Because truly, the only talk that matters is what we say. We can hear from everybody else, but what we accept typically is what we say to ourselves. I'm scared, I'm stupid, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't know how. When we say different things like that, it affects us because the current life that we have right now is a result of those words. Or we can say, I'm blessed, I'm amazing, things are getting better. I'm having a good time, I'm having a good life. Things are getting better every day. When we say those things, what happens is our energy, or by embodying that, our energy says, hey, you know what? I really am happy. I really am joyful. I really do feel good. Here's the thing about it, Andrew, it's not so much about saying these things to feel better, it's about saying things that actually make us feel better. Now, every last one of those things I just said right there are things that we either want to believe about ourselves or things that we really don't want to believe about ourselves. But the reality is, we're speaking one of those things to ourselves. And so being conscious and aware of how we treat ourselves is so important. Being conscious and aware of what we say to ourselves, because as we look at our life, as you look at your life out there, if we don't like where you are, change it.
Mm.
But the only way to change is with your self-talk, Andrew. That's all I'm trying to say. The
Man,
only way.
it's that is so real. That is so real. One thing that I've been doing that has helped me a lot is gazing into the mirror. I'm telling you, gazing into the mirror and having a conversation with myself. Have you ever woke up and felt like you were not yourself? Like, if you're watching this right now, like, just give us a like or a heart or a thumbs up, drop a comment or something and let us know. But have you ever woke up not feeling like yourself, like you feel disconnected from who you really are? And you know that you got to go about your day, you got to make things happen. But like, I just don't feel like myself to be able to do that. One tool that I have been able to use is to stand in the mirror, look directly, like look myself in the eye, take my time, work on my breathing, and begin to speak to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, who are you? What are you trying to do? And wait for your spirit to rise to the surface. I even pray in the mirror now. When I'm talking to God, I pray in the mirror because there's something powerful about being able to see yourself visually, connect in the eyes, just like when you talk to another person. What do we tell our kids? Make eye contact,
Yeah.
right? There's something very important about that. And then when you give yourself positive self-talk, you have prayer, you have positive self-talk, you have the communication between yourself with your eyes and really trying to find your innermost self. That has shaken it off of me 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And so along with self-talk, there's also the self actions that you take. The actions around your self-talk matter as well. How do you feel about that? And do you have any other tips or routines that you couple with your self-talk to improve your effectiveness?
Well, yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. The one of the greatest things that helped me is getting on YouTube, listening to his name is Wayne Dyer. I listened to Wayne Dyer, and Wayne Dyer was a powerful spiritual man of God. The way that he explained self-talk and affirmation, and he explained how when you repeatedly put on certain positive self-talking, uh, whether it be from YouTube or Audible or whatever it is you listen to it from, or in the car, what happens is it begins to reprogram your mind. And I wake up in the morning and I listen to this in particular one that helps soothe my spirit, because I learned that whenever you get up in the morning, or whenever we get up in the morning, our minds and our spirits are the most open. And yesterday I got up and I listened to it, and it literally shifted my whole day. It literally shifted my whole day because of what I had on my mind. And when I started to feel uneased in my day, when I got uncomfortable, I got anxiety, I was nervous, I didn't know what to do next. I was hearing the video that I was listening to on YouTube over and over and over and over again. And I wasn't even listening to it at this time. And it was a reminder that there is nothing to worry about. My spirit is settled. Everything will be, everything that will be, will be. Everything's already in control. All I have to do is move forward and breathe and know that God is working it out. And so having a routine like that, Andrew, that
No,
allows you to get it in your spirit, actually
right.
allows you to be calm and help you move forward.
Listen, man, people get ready to go to church, and you about to have me preach before they go to church. So I'm chill. I'm a chill. But that makes me think of the verse where and bro, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a verse that says that the Holy Spirit will bring things to your remembrance.
Powerful
And when I
verse.
think about that, what's that?
Powerful verse.
Yes, yes. When I think about that, I just I think in images. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, depending on what you fill your mind in, and folks, we've already moved to the third way that words can help you, which is what you ingest, what you bring into yourself. Whether it's media, music, other people around you, them talking to you, but for the Holy Spirit to bring something to your remembrance, it has to be in there in the first place. And so what you fill your mind with is important. But when you mix it with a bunch of junk, that's where it becomes difficult. Because although he's all powerful, right? I imagine like if you're looking for something in a toolbox or a toy box or something of that nature, right? If all you have in there are the things that you want, it makes it easy to reach in there and pull out something positive. But if
Yeah.
you've mixed it in with a whole bunch of other things, now he's got to dig, and that remembrance may not come as quickly as you wanted to because you have it mixed in with so much negativity. And so what we fill our minds with is so important. Like it is so important. The music we listen to, the videos that we watch, the people that we have around us, the conversations that we end up hearing, it all matters. It all matters. Before we jump into that, because we almost got to go, but there's one thing that we have to do here. We have to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. And so we got like 1 minute from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Getting your CDL is more than just earning a certificate. It's about creating a balanced life and prioritizing what matters most. At Aries CDL Institute, we understand the importance of mental health, work-life balance, and spending quality time with your family. We're here to guide you into a rewarding career that not only supports your financial goals, but also allows you the flexibility to be there for your loved ones. Let us help you take the wheel of your future, because a fulfilling career starts with a healthy balance.
You're tuning into the Fitness Way, Mike's Way, so you better get ready.
All right, all right. So you just heard a word from our sponsors. First, you heard from Aries CDL Institute. And so if you or anyone you know is interested in a career in trucking, getting your CDL license, shout out to them. You can also get with our very own Mike Patton for personal training, fitness, meal plans, the whole 9 yards. And so thank you for the sponsors. Listen, if you have a business or an organization that you want to get more exposure for, reach out to Elevating Men. We can actually put your commercials in our segments. And oh my gosh, listen, Monday night, I need y'all to tune in. We're on this series about settling in relationships. Oh my gosh, it is so fire. So Monday night at 8 p.m., put that on your calendar. I want to make sure you all are there. Let's get back to motivational moments. And so we're talking about the power, the three ways that words can accelerate or hinder your progress. The first one is how you communicate, how you use your own words. The takeaway from that is you want to speak from a standpoint of what's in it for the other person, because effective communication allows you to sell people on your ideas, whether it's your family, whether it's business, whether it's relationships. The second part we talked about is self talk. What are you telling yourself? Because what you tell yourself really it affects everything that you do. And lastly, what words are you taking in? Media, the people around you, music, etc. So let's get back to it. LeBron Barnes, man, I love what you do. Can you tell us about effective presentations, how you teach people to communicate effectively, the importance of all of that, and even the personal mindset development and coaching? Why do you do
Absolutely.
what you do?
Absolutely. So I work with a company called Effective Presentations, and we train presenters to become more effective and confident and effective communicators. Because the reality is that each and every last one of us are communicators, but each and every last one of us don't communicate effectively when it comes to delivering a message that has impact, when it comes to delivering a message that gives you results. So for a long time, I'm being honest with you, I didn't know that I was a speaker, I was a trainer, I was a coach until I got into a company called Primerica, and I learned that I didn't really like to sell insurance. More so, what I really loved to do was train and develop. And I grew a deep passion for it. I got very good at it. I didn't know it was a thing. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know you can get paid for it. And so, as I was training and developing, a good brother and friend of mine by the name of Tilden Trotter, he used to say, "Bro, you cold at this. You got this." And so, after a few years, I finally let go of the company. I realized that that wasn't for me, but I was a coach, I was a trainer. And I remember I heard Les Brown one day, Hall of Fame, world renowned motivational speaker. I heard him say, "You have something special. You have greatness within you." And I remember when he said those words, not only was it those words that inspired me, but the way that he was communicating was so inspiring. The way that he sounded, the effectiveness that he had on me, how it shifted my spirit and made me feel good about life, made me feel good about me, made me feel like, whoa, I can have the world. I always knew I had something inside of me, but I can actually make people know that they have something inside of them. So I invested in the training. Effective presentations in 2016. Now I invested in this training, and I met a man by the name of Mike Friciano, which is he's the owner of the Effective Presentation, CEO. And he seen that I had a natural gift. He seen that I had the energy, the excitement. He seen that I was going to be extremely impactful. So he said, "Let's stay in contact because I eventually want to hire you." And some about 2 to 3 and a half 2 years and 2 to 2.5 years later, he hired me on. And I realized, yo, I'm working full time now. And I'm like, yo, I just want to train and develop communicators to be extremely impactful, because I believe that each and every last one of us have a voice. Not only do I want to train communicators to be impactful, I want to show you how to use your voice on stage, how to even make money from on stage, how to be impactful to deliver a message that can impact people's lives, help people, navigate them with your story, because you have a story, but you just need to know how to tell your story so you can be extremely effective. But yeah, man, we're about impacting lives and changing the world,
Yeah,
one conversation at a time, one audience at a time.
I love it. I love it. So last week we gave everybody a homework assignment. This week, Lauren, I just want you to give them a few last thoughts on the topic of how words can either accelerate or hinder progress, and then just leave them with a little homework assignment. Can you do that for us?
Absolutely. Watch your words. Breathe deeply in your mind. I'm telling you what I told my daughter. Breathe deeply in your mind. That means be conscious. Be aware of what you're saying. Don't just allow anything to fly at your mouth. And don't accept everything that someone says. Breathe. Be aware that, okay, yes, this may be my current reality because this is how I'm thinking of it as being. But at the same time, just because it may seem like it is what it is, because this is what I'm seeing, doesn't mean I have to accept it. I'm choosing to shift my self-talk. I'm choosing to shift my language into something that's more productive, something that's more positive, something that helps me more, something that doesn't make me feel condemned, something that doesn't make me feel that this is more impossible than it is possible. And watch the people you're around. Watch the music you listen to. Watch what you watch on TV. Don't listen to constant negative news all the time. Listen to something positive. Put it in your subconscious. Put it in your spirit. Listen to motivation. Listen to preaching. Listen to music to lift up your soul. Connect with people who make you feel good. People that bring good conversations. Shift your mental environment. Because when you learn to shift your mental environment, then you shift your life.
I love it. I love it. So we got to leave them with some homework, man. We're talking about how words can either hinder your progress or accelerate it. And we want everybody who tunes in to this show to accelerate their progress. What is one thing that they can work on this week that can help them do that?
I'll just say this. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. You need to join this workshop. You need to be part of the workshop that I'm throwing, because honestly, I would say it make eye contact. This is what I want to leave you with. This is going to be something powerful. Make eye contact. When you make eye contact with someone for about one-on-one, make eye contact with someone for about, let's say, 8 to 12 seconds. Now, I'm telling you to do this because this is a powerful communication skill. Eye contact lets people know that you're engaged, you're listening. What they say is important. Think about someone who never looks at you in the eye. Would you buy a used car from a car salesman who didn't look at you in your eye? No, I'm sure you wouldn't. So make eye contact for about 8 seconds this week. And if it's uncomfortable, which it most likely it will be okay with that. Practice it, because that's a powerful communication skill that allows you to be conscious and in the moment and be able to observe body language. If you want to read what someone's thinking, observe their body language, their posture. But in order to do that, I want you to make eye contact this week. That's a communication tip I want to leave you with. And you'll see how powerful it is. Because next week, I want y'all to actually leave in the comments on here as the week goes on, how that affected you.
So you got it from the man himself. That is your homework for the week. Make eye contact, people. Make eye contact. That is so true. That is so true. It's a very powerful tool. Watching body language allows you to effectively communicate to a person because you understand their state that they're currently in, and you can shape your words and your message to fit the state that they are in. And so that makes you more effective. Again, words can either accelerate your progress or it can hinder it. And so understand that words matter. If you understood everything that we talked about and you agree, do us one favor in the comment section, drop words matter. Words matter, because they absolutely do. Make sure that you put this on your calendar for next week, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30, motivational moments. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Share this with your friends, and we'll see you next week. Peace.